this now. And so I wanted to say welcome to a couple, well, Homer mostly, because I haven't seen you in like a year. So welcome to our meeting for the first time, our virtual meeting. Good to see you. I also wanted to say welcome to another person who's probably not on here either. We have a new team member in the office, Albin Nalaska, which is Mary Lou's husband. So Mary Lou is growing her team. Her and her husband are now a team. And as you recognize, Susan Sanderson's here from American Home Shield. So Susan, do you want to tell us what's happening with the home warranty out there? I know everybody, probably everybody's going to be calling you this weekend because it's going to be so darn hot with the air conditioner issues.
I will tell you the issues, if you had to even guess, I can't even believe this. Just in the first 8 days of August, we had 106,000 appliance services.
Wow.
So I think it's more than the air conditioning services. I think a lot of people were proactive in the spring. They took us up on having us send out someone in the spring to do tune-ups so that the summer they wouldn't be, battling to find a contractor that could get to their home within 24 hours, which doesn't really happen. But yeah, so a lot of it in discussions that we have with corporate is that so many people are at home now and they're using their appliances a lot more, and they're, finding a lot of things are breaking down, and it's, anywhere from refrigerators and washers and dryers. But today, what I really wanted to do, I had sent you that thing, Shannon, about what's covered and what's not covered. And then I found, I shouldn't have sent it. It's just crazy. So I thought I'm just going to pick two things that I wanted to discuss, because these are questions that come up regularly to me. One is septic. This came up yesterday. It was actually an agent there in Temecula, and they want to know, we're selling a home and they're on septic, and what's going to be covered with septic. So it's not the leach lines. It is not the septic tank. Those are structural things. No home warranties cover those. No home warranty is going to go out and dig up the backyard or whatever to replace a septic tank. What is covered under septic is one, pumping within the year, which many times when you sell a home, it's already been pumped and certified. The other thing with septic is if they have an ejector pump. On my home, I have an ejector pump because my leach lines are above the tank, so it has to have a pump, okay? And that is covered up to $500. And I learned my lesson very well because I didn't put septic on my own home, and our ejector pump went out. It was almost a $1,500 repair. So if you have someone on septic that has an ejector pump, then yes, it makes a lot of sense that you want to have that covered. Are they going to need to be pumped within that year after they just had the tank pumped and certified? Most likely not. And the same with well pumps. This particular home did have a well. We cover up to $1,500 for the well pump. And it's a package, so septic and well comes together. So that was one thing. Another thing I get so many phone calls on is garage door openers. So when you get a warranty, it covers the garage door opener. So just remember the word opener. It's the mechanics for the opener. It will cover the wiring, motor, switches, the receiver, the rail, the trolley assembly for the opener. And so many times people get upset because their garage door is bent, the tracks that the door is on are bent or damaged. That's not part of the opener. So those items would not be covered. So if you just kind of think to yourself, what makes the garage door opener work? Those are the things that are going to be covered. We do cover the springs, but we're not going to cover the door itself or the tracks for the door. And if your son drove into the door, we're not going to replace the garage door, because that comes up more often than you would believe. So I thought maybe as I'm on different meetings, I don't want to take too much time, I could review different items that maybe would make things a little bit clearer for everybody. But I always encourage everyone to make sure that your buyer reads the contract. We never do. I'm just as guilty. Or if they would prefer, I would call them, or they can call me. Or if you provide their email or phone number when you order the warranty, we proactively call every single person that gets a new warranty and reviews it with them. Does anybody have any questions?
I do.
Okay.
So my question's on the well pump. Is there a time limit or a length? Say the well is 15 years old and the pumps are only, estimated to last 15 years. Do you prorate it, or it still covers the whole 1,500 up to 15?
It will cover 1,500, and that does include what the cost of labor might be. Okay. But we don't look at the age of anything. If it was working when the warranty was put in place properly, it's not missing parts, and it just died due to normal wear and tear, we don't care how old it is. And that's with anything that would be in the home that's covered. So I get so many calls constantly. I even have agents sending me their home inspection to do with the hot water heater, because the verbiage with inspectors seems to always be it's past its life. But it's past its life, but it's still working. So if it was working when they closed escrow and it breaks down 3 days later, we will replace or repair it, as long as all the parts are there and it was working properly.
So if we're buying a home warranty for not as a close of escrow, but like we're buying it, say I bought it now, and and covered my septic and my well, and then my pump goes out,
You're covered.
Covered.
Is there a,
And you
a
as a
waiting
realist,
period though? Is there a
I was
waiting
gonna say,
period?
you as a real estate agent, you have no waiting period.
Oh.
So if you pick a Shield, one of the Shield products, you are immediately covered the day that warranty has been ordered. And that's the same for your clients.
Okay.
For new buyers, we have no waiting. And we are, I believe, the only company that will provide a service, even if we haven't been paid yet, through escrow. I have so many homeowners that move in and the very next day, the air conditioner doesn't work, or the pipes are blocked. That's very common, stoppages. We will perform one service for them before we even get paid for the warranty.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I encourage that your buyers to use the rekey option. It's $75, and we will rekey their house 6 locks for just the service fee. But the benefit of that is that they used the warranty and they know how to use it. So when something does break down, they already know how to make the call, how to order online, and they're not going to be calling you panicking how to use their warranty.
Okay. Perfect.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yes,
I have a question.
This is Don.
Okay.
I have a question. I have a rental. This is in regards to a garage door opener. There was some interference on the garage door opener, so they couldn't open their door. So the technician went out and found out that the neighbor has bought a Ring doorbell. And that was the interference for that garage door remote. So what they did, is that covered, by the way?
What's covered is if the remote itself is not working. But if there's nothing wrong with the mechanics of the garage door opener and the remote, it wouldn't be something that we would go troubleshoot like the neighbor's doorbell.
Right. So what happened basically, it is by American Home Shield, so they didn't cover it. What happened is they had to put a receiver and an extra, and basically change the remote in order for it to work.
Wow. That's the
for
first I've ever
reference.
heard of something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, me too. And I've been doing property management. That's the first time I had that. And I asked them, like, if we replace the whole garage door opener, would that work? And they said, because the cost is basically almost the same. So I told them that, and then they said, well, I'm not going to guarantee that it's not going to interfere with the doorbell again.
Yeah, and that probably is true, because they wouldn't know, you know, if the new one's going to fix the problem or not.
Right. So they end up doing a receiver, putting up a new receiver there, and also 2 remote controls for like $400.
Wow. But yeah, so with home warranties, basically, if something breaks down, it's a mechanical breakdown, we're gonna fix it or replace it. But in that case, all of the garage door parts were working. It had nothing to do with the ability of those parts, and that's why it would be something that wouldn't be repaired, because there's nothing to repair.
Right. It was just the interference, basically, which is, I think, is kind of rare. I don't think anybody had that problem.
Have never heard that in 15 years.
Yeah. Okay.
But then 15 years ago, we didn't have those doorbells, right? So. But are there any other questions? And you're always welcome to reach out to me, call me, text me, and also if you need marketing materials.
I have a question, Susan. Let's say somebody took a basic policy, and then they found out now that their washing machine wasn't covered when it broke down. Next time when they renew, can they upgrade to a higher policy so that everything is covered?
Yes, and it's interesting. I don't know how much time you want me to speak, Shannon, so just like do this, let me know. But yesterday, I actually had, again, a real estate agent in his mom's home. He's in Menifee. She's had a warranty for a long time, but she purchased a warranty back then that didn't include washer, dryer, refrigerator. So it's interesting you brought that up. He's coming up for renewal the 30th of August, and we're gonna give her a new plan that includes those. But now, because of situations like that, where a homeowner finds out, oh, my refrigerator isn't covered, our plans include that now. Washer, dryer, refrigerator is part of the plan, so that we never have to come up against surprise and get those phone calls. But the answer to your question is yes. When it matures, do not let it automatically mature. Just call into renewals and say, I want to upgrade it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that then it could be upgraded, because I came across that.
Yeah, and reach out to me, because if it's something where I can upgrade it and help them save some money and not go in a retail product, I'd be happy to do that for you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, hi, this is Amy. Actually, I have a question too. Does it matter how many water heaters or ACs are covered?
Yeah, well, with all 3 of the plans that we have, even the essential plan, which doesn't cover appliances, all 3 always cover air conditioning and the hot water heater, no matter which of those 3 plans are chosen.
But I mean, if you have multiple water heaters and multiple ACs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that word. Yes.
Yeah.
We even cover multiple appliances. So if there's 2 ovens installed in the kitchen, both of them are covered under the plan.
Okay.
The only appliance you would have to pay extra for is if there's more than 1 refrigerator.
Okay.
Then they would pay $15 extra, and we will cover up to 4 more refrigerators for $15.
Great.
So multiple appliances, multiple hot water heaters, and multiple air conditioning units are covered.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Susan, I have one more quick question. So this is for myself, not that I'm having a problem, but I have paid solar on my house. So
We do not cover solar.
you do not cover solar. No one covers solar. Okay, because when I bought the house, it came with paid solar. So I've had it now for 3 years. So I'm trying to figure out how to do maintenance and if something should happen.
And
company
I know
put it in.
my children have solar on their house. All the kids do, and we don't. But a lot of them are already under warranty with that solar company.
I was just asking
I was gonna say, so definitely check with them first, because
Yeah.
you wouldn't want to void your warranty by going somewhere
Right.
else.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for all the
Right.
questions.
Yes. So Susan, can you put your information in the chat room,
I
chat,
will.
so everybody can have it to set up their warranties with you? Thanks
I
for all that
absolutely-
information. That was excellent.
Thank you for the time. I didn't mean to take so much of your meeting up. But, I enjoyed speaking to everyone. So
Yeah.
have a safe day, everybody.
Everybody's getting used to being on camera now. So that's good.
Well, take care. Stay safe, everyone.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's talk about what good news we had this week. Who has good news for the week they want to share? Somebody has good news.
I do.
What happened, Kara?
I got my first referral from my first client that I sold a house to back in January, February.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. You've just been doing business since January. You already have a referral? Awesome.
I got a referral from my very first buyer. And so I was excited that came in yesterday, and I was feeling a little blue, like, because I do this as a second career, and it's like, gee, I want to get going, So that came at a good time. So yeah, he's already getting pre-qualified, and the lender, Justin, said that he's a great buyer, strong buyer, first-time buyer. So when he's got money, he's got great credit. So we got to find him something to buy.
That's how you build your funnel, is just keep asking for referrals. So now you have a new one, and you'll ask them if they know anybody who needs your help.
Yep, I'm excited. That was exciting.
So I want to thank Shannon for her help. I have a person who is selling, and we're going to close here probably Monday, but then they came back with a repair report for $2,000, and I reached out to Shannon, and she gave me a lot of good advice. But I did have butterflies in my stomach when I rejected the repairs. It ain't happening, right? And then Shannon gave me lots of good talking points to the agent, which was really great. And I said, you do realize it's illegal to put money outside of escrow, and now they will have to redo their loan and all of these things. Do you really want to go down that rabbit hole? And he goes, oh, no, 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 no. He says, what should I just do, tear up the repair? I said, no, you sent it to me. It's written. I have rejected it, and my sellers have signed it. So what you do is you get your buyers to take off all the contingencies and just sign the stupid thing and send it back to me. So it was
how you're blunt with that agent. He just got it done.
Yeah, I did. I have a good rapport with him. I also saved him, like I saved myself also, but it's a VA loan, and all of a sudden, a week before this happened, he goes, oh my gosh, the taxes are so high in San Bernardino. And I said, you didn't read that? And he says, no, I wasn't aware. I'm going, really? It's in the tax, and I said, but he's a VA, and you said he's 100% has a disability 100%. That means he gets a lot forgiven. Oh, I did not know that. I had to go in and talk to San Bernardino. I got all of the information and sent to that agent there. And I said, I just did all your work. So
that was nice of you.
Well, I wanted to save the deal too. It's also my client that is hurting. But I did that. I got all the information. I got all the links. I sent it to him. And that's why when I said to him, hey, I just saved your client a lot of money. We're not doing any repairs.
Perfect. Good negotiating.
Yeah, but thank you, Shannon. You gave me all the verbiage. So that was great.
Welcome. You're welcome. Anybody else have good news this week? How about?
Word listing in escrow, so that was good.
Oh, awesome, Jill. That's great.
Well, Adam and I kind of have the opposite news. We put in a request for repairs and everything got accepted. They didn't argue on any of it. So
That is good news.
Especially right now.
yeah, and they'd already agreed to do section 1, which is going to be $1,000, and there were 2 things they'd already agreed to. So yeah, so that was really great. We expected a little pushback, but we didn't get any. So yeah.
I mean, that's really surprising because right now with all the, you know, the offers being escalated to so much thousands of dollars, that's the least the seller can do is do all the repairs. If you're paying over the list price, come on. All right, anybody have any new listings coming or have buyers' wants or needs that they want to share?
I've got a new listing I'm actually taking today. I met with them a few days ago, but it's in Marietta. It's probably not going active till the beginning of September, possibly the middle of September, so not too much longer. But it's 1727 square feet. It's got a huge lot with a nice pool and spa and RV potential. We're probably 459, 469, somewhere in there.
Okay, good. Anybody
I have
else?
one coming. It was a busy week. I got closed an escrow, put 2 under contract, and got a listing. So I'm tired. But it's good news. But I've got one coming in Wolf Creek. Really cute, very fresh. It's going to be 465. It's just over 2,000 square feet. It's got the community pool and park, kind of over right by Pechanga there, Great Oak High School, and that should go live Friday.
Nice. Linda, I think you have one coming online soon.
Yeah, I talked about it last week. It's gonna hit the market tomorrow, but it's the 3779 square foot California room, pool, spa, putting green, 5 bedrooms, 3 have their own private baths, and we're at 875.
I thought I had it up on my, let's see.
It's really amazing. So we'll see. I already have 3 appointments for showings.
Oh my gosh, wow, awesome.
It's beautiful, Linda. I saw
Thank you. I think
yeah,
so too. I sold it to him when it was a dirt lot.
All right, any other new listings or buyer needs?
I have actually I have a new construction being sold and it's closing September 4th. And so I reached out to her to ask when we were closing, and then she said, you know, do we have, she said 2 of them fell out of escrow. So she's got available and they're totally upgraded. It's called West Park in Marietta, new development, and they're built. So they're on the last, you know, month. So if anybody's got anybody, they're 4-bedroom, 2-story big homes, but smaller lots across the street from I think it's Marietta Valley Marietta Valley High School.
Nice.
So for like 485, and they're like 4 bedrooms plus loft, so more inventory. So they want to move those, and she says they're totally upgraded. It's a nice development. So I told her I would mention it at our meeting.
And that's Meritage Homes, right?
No, it's KB.
Okay.
KB, and they pay 3%.
Shocking that they're paying 3%. I'm shocked. They nickel and dime their clients, but they'll pay us 3%. That's
3%
good.
and easy. I mean, it's like 4 documents we have to do. So anybody has a buyer, just let me know and I'll give you her information. She's a nice agent.
Nice.
And they're sold out.
Yeah, that would be good inventory. Do you know if they have it on the MLS at all, or we just should go?
I saw it yesterday on Zillow.
Okay. Anybody else needs, any needs? I still have my buyers that keep losing out that are looking at Spencer's Crossing for a home that's like, it doesn't even matter what the size is, but they're looking for a very large lot with a pool would be great, under 550. Yes, there's lots of them available. They just can't get bought because they keep losing out. So we're going to talk about that too. But if anybody has a listing coming soon in Spencer's Crossing, I want to hear about it because I have a buyer.
I
All
have
right.
a buyer need. She's pretty open. Her budget is 350 is what she's qualified for, and she's open to San Jacinto, Paris, Hemet. She lives Menifee, but that's a little rough for 350. And we've been outbid a few times. It's tough at that price point. So if anybody hears of anything, let me know.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about, the fact that we keep getting outbid with our buyers. This is a good segue into what I want to talk about working in your business and escalation clauses. So how many people have used an escalation clause or know what one is? Anybody? We haven't had to use them for quite some time since we were in this type of market some years back. So just for those of you who are not sure what it is, an escalation clause is basically where you add an item to your offer or your counter offer where the buyer will offer X dollars more than the next highest offer, okay? So for example, an offer can say, the purchase price shall be $1,000 higher than any other offer, okay? So obviously there's some situations that would be tough to have that in. Let's talk about those. It is allowed. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send you guys some, let me share my screen. Oops. Okay, so when you're writing an escalation, can you see my quick guide? Yeah, okay. So when you're writing an escalation clause, it's more than just putting in $1,000 higher than the highest offer, because you kind of need to have a limit. Think about your buyers, like their pockets are not unlimited. So it's good and bad. If you put in that the buyer will pay $1,000 more than any other offer, but not to exceed $20,000 more, well, then you just put a limit on it. And now the listing agent could take that information, or the seller, and try to outbid that number one more time. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing that could be really done about that limit. So I want you to think about when you're going to bring that counter offer or that escalation clause into play. So maybe if you know you are one of the you're going to get a counter offer, maybe you put that into play in your counter offer back to the seller. What do you guys think about that? Or nothing? So the other thing is you also want to put like when you're writing the offer, we know, let's just say the offer is $450,000. So $450,000 or $1,000 higher than the other offers received, whichever is greater. And that would just be, obviously, if somebody wrote a low ball offer and they were countering you. And you are going to ask that the seller provide verification of that highest offer. I know that the seller's agent might feel uncomfortable, but that's really how this provision works, is you have to give me the first page or the counter offer showing what the highest offer was, and that's totally okay. Any questions on these escalation clauses?
Hey, Shannon,
Yeah,
I was
can you say it
thinking about
again?
James with this, because he has been trying to buy property and always gets outbid. Would this work for him or?
Yes, he actually did use it on his last offer, but he had to put a limit on it, and that's the challenge. And here's the other thing too. Yes, we can, this is different than saying we're going to pay so much more over appraised value. I mean, that's one thing, but this is saying I'm going to be the $1,000 over the highest offer. So the appraisal also comes into play as well. And I want you to keep in mind that, okay, so the appraisal comes in too low or too high. It wouldn't come in too high, it would come in too low. And let me try to think of the scenario here. Would come in too low and the buyer can't make up the difference with the cash that they offered. If this was just, let's just say unlimited. So normally we would go back to the, negotiation table. The seller wouldn't like that because you would sometimes buyers say, I'm going to pay the above appraised value up to so much money. But what also comes into play, if you think about it, is the loan contingency. Don't play that game where, okay, it doesn't matter about the appraisal because I can't get the loan if I don't have the cash. That's not cool. I mean, we've got to be honest with our offers. Don't let it fall into the loan contingency that might cause the seller to get really, obviously, you're already in escrow, so you might have a battle on your hands over that deposit. So just want you to think about that. Any other questions on that? So it's just another tool in your toolbox for when you're writing offers. Do talk to your buyers about it before you go ahead and just throw it in there. Make sure that they're okay with it. Make sure that you find out, what is their maximum they're willing to go above. But this also makes them not have to guess at how much higher should I just offer. Let's just put this escalation clause in play and see if this will do the trick to get us the offer. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to win if you have other terms that are not jiving with what the seller wants. Unfortunately, I could tell you, like I just, with my clients who are looking at Spencer's Crossing, they lost out. And I think part of it was because they had a VA loan. The agent said specifically that the offer they took was conventional. So that's a bummer for the type of financing we had. We probably wouldn't have got it even if. So that's something else to think about. All right. Any other comments on that? All right. You guys are very quiet. All right, so the other thing I wanted to talk about again was the square foot disclosure that I mentioned last week that is coming into play. I want to tell you how our brokerage is going to handle the requirement because you'll see it now in your checklist on SkySlope. So our broker Forrest has decided that the square foot form is going to show up in your SkySlope checklist as required right off the bat. But if the file reviewer checks the square footage from the property profile, which should be in your checklist against the square footage of the MLS, then there's the requirement for this form will be turned off. So that's just going to basically mean that you guys, when you're putting in your square footage in the MLS, make sure it matches the square footage of the property profile. But if your seller says, no, I know this house is 300 square feet bigger because I had an appraisal and that's the number, then you definitely are going to need to use this form to say why they think it's different than what the title says.
Shannon, I have a question.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just an extra form, but I mean, it doesn't hurt you to put that in. I mean, aren't you kind of covering your butt if you just—
Totally. I don't see it a problem. I mean, it's one piece of paper. It says, as a seller, I'm verifying that yes, it says in title is what it is, and that's it. That's super easy. You just add it to your stack of disclosures for your sellers. I don't think it's a big deal. But still, along those lines, we had a little bit of a challenge this week with one of our appraisers came in and basically told our listing agent, hey, just wanted to let you know that your this house that I just appraised in title is only showing 4 bedrooms and it's really 5. And so I'm making a mark in your appraisal that you really need to fix that with the county. And I've never, ever, ever had an appraiser say, I'm putting that in the remarks and you need to fix it with the county, which is going to cause the lender to make that happen. So it seems like it would not be a big deal, right? Except that there's a possibility 1 bedroom might make a difference for the sake of assessed value. And so how long has the seller lived there? And will that assessed value be, will the county go back and say, oh, well, the value is a little higher all these years, we didn't know about it, and charge the seller? That's the possibility. I think that the county's pretty behind and not, they're obviously not working from the offices. So I think that, you know, that's not going to happen. That's not to say it won't ever. Caprice, were you gonna say something?
No, sorry, I was fiddling about. I'll go back on mute.
No worries. So that was really interesting. I've never, like I said, I've never had that happen. I want to let you guys know that the 3 or the 4 offices in Temecula Valley, the next time we meet, which will not be next week, but the following Wednesday, we're doing a combined office meeting, and we're having 2 appraisers come to the meeting to kind of go over things and talk about challenges that we're having with our appraisals right now, coming completely under value, even though the market is so hot and everybody's pricing the home higher and higher and higher. We're gonna kind of pull them on the carpet on that one, if you will.
Hey,
So,
Shannon,
yeah.
about this thing you were just talking about, when he said they had to make it right with the county, did that become a condition of closing?
Well, we're waiting to see. As of yesterday, the lender didn't have the appraisal in their hand, but the appraiser said that he did write it on there. And so we think it might become an issue. Now, what we are working on with title is title can change it on their report. And we're hoping that will satisfy the lender with regards to the number of bedrooms, because square footage is right. It's just the bedroom count. It's retarded. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted how it goes. But again, new one for me. All right. So let's talk about, since we're talking about houses and stuff, have you guys looked at the stats for the week? Everything kind of went down a little bit. So new homes on the market in the Temecula Valley, we had 157 new ones. That's 15 less than last week. We had 331 homes go into escrow. That's 6 less than last week, and closed 205. That's 61 less than the week before. So things are starting to slow down on the closings. And then the total listing count for, and this is as of today and in the last 7 days, 526 total listings, single family residents in Temecula Valley. That's down 12. So it's unfortunate that we don't have enough listings for all of our buyers right now, but everything's starting to trend down. So that's really interesting to me. I want to share one more thing. What's our time? I want to share one more thing with you guys before we go into just what's coming up with training and stuff. So give me a second to share my screen. So if you guys haven't been in the VAC this morning, we have a little bit of a change on our view. This should be a little easier for us to navigate with these buttons on here. It should look more like your cell phone with your little apps on there. So that's kind of cool. That's a new thing, but that's not the thing I was going to show you. What I want to show you today is, so personally, I've been challenged, and I've watched some of the training, but I'm apparently not paying much attention. Close attention, but I had to go back and rewatch how to send the market report or a neighborhood report to more than one person at a time, because most of the time we hover in this marketing section and we'll go to, let's just say, neighborhood report. And when we do a new neighborhood report, we can type in individual contacts one at a time or browse for them and select them. But what I wanted to do was I wanted to send it to an entire group all at one time. And it was giving me a headache. So you guys probably already know this. I'm going to show you anyway. So if you actually start the job you want to do in your contacts list, and then you go to, give me a second, and then you go to, like I have mine in groups, whoops. If I go to my recruiting group, now I can select one page of 100 agents at a time. And then I can go to this drop-down menu where it says create and market report. I am sending out a market report to all the agents in my recruiting. My recruiting list is agents who sell at 92592. So it made sense for me to just send them a market report to that list. And then all I had to do was type in the report name, type in the market area, and basically send. And then I was able to send to 200 people 100 people all at one time. So I thought I would share that with you guys. I know I have provided some of you or most of you with list of your farm areas. And so what you have to do is do like 100 at a time and 100 at a time and 100 at a time. It won't do more than that. And Lynette and I learned yesterday that we kind of got capped off at 200. So 200 a day seems like the max. And then tomorrow you'll do 200 more. Is that helpful for you guys? Cool.
Shannon?
Yeah.
I'll say yes, that was very helpful. Just a little tip, don't hit CC yourself.
Oh God, no. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, yeah. So I learned the hard way and had to clean my inbox. So just don't do that. So
that was the one thing I do remember Chris saying over and over, don't CC yourself. All right, so we have a lot of training coming up just in the next 3 days, today included. So today from 1 to 2, we have the intro to our VAC, the CRM on it. So if you're not familiar with it at all, go to that training. And then later, let's see, tomorrow we have stay in touch tools, which are those marketing reports, the market report and the neighborhood report. But the one that I'm really interested is tomorrow in the afternoon from 1 to 2 is the Get It Sold, which is the Ready Promo, AdWorks, List Hub Global. So there, our education team is throwing in a couple more things besides VAC into our training tomorrow afternoon, 1 to 2. Also at 1 to 2, if you need a pep talk, Mike Ferry is going to be with Rick. That's a separate meeting, same time, about the 14 things you can do to finish strong. I have been told already that it's mostly related to getting listings for the rest of the year. And then lastly, on Friday at 10 a.m., we're having a preliminary title report reading class. And I'll send out the Zoom meeting for that as well. And that's with Landwood Title. So that's it. That's a lot. Don't forget, I'm on vacation Monday through Wednesday next week. And so I will provide you with a couple of our local managers you can reach out to if you need information or help with anything. Thank you to all of you agents who have signed up for the up desk to cover the phones and anything coming in the door. I really, really appreciate you. And let's see. I'm gonna still probably keep an eye out for the training class that generally comes to me on Sunday. So if I see that, I'll forward it to you guys so you can jump on some of those trainings next week. Chris is not doing a monthly calendar right now. So if he did, I would have sent that out already so you would be prepared to fill your calendar. And that's it for me. We did have book club last week and we got a new book, but now I forget. Let me see. Anybody remember the book?
It's also by the same author, by, oh, Kim, what is it?
Oh, it's called Britt Marie.
Yeah.
Britt Marie by the same author who did the other one, and I don't remember his name.
I think it's Frederick Bachman or Backman or something like that. Let me see. I'm looking it up.
Frederick Backman.
Yeah.
Okay. And we also tentatively set a date for the next book club, which is so that those of you who think you want to come, it is, didn't we say September 10th? Thursday, September 10th. So put that on your calendar tentatively.
Was it a Thursday or are we going to try to do it at Peltzer again? Because they're just Wednesday. I don't remember.
I think we were going to do it at my house.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thursday, the 10th. All right. Any other announcements, you guys? I see everybody slowly dwindling away. Nope.
No, I'll see you this afternoon, 2:30. This is Amy.
Okay, sounds good, Amy. All right.